and kits. Visit us at Buckley's across the road from Best Buy Supermarket, in Deer Bay on the lawn westward of the football playing field, and in the vicinity of Connery Roundabout. In Nevis, the collection points are Old Artisan Village, Big Six, Delta Petroleum, and X-Petrol. Do visit our Facebook and Instagram pages called Let's Recycle in St. Kitts and Nevis and Department of Environment St. Kitts for more information on the collection schedule for these recycling points. In St. Kitts, you can call the Department of Environment at 466-8535, and for Nevis, call Nevis Solid Waste Management at 869-469-1762. Let's recycle in St. Kitts and Nevis as we work towards establishing a more friendly place.
We are live, and you are listening to the He Nuh Show on WINN Media 98.9. Today is Sunday, February 26th, and as per usual, we have an amazing show lined up. Today we have in studios with us Rast Natural. You know, we just know holding a reasoning with natural. And again, there's some deep science. But one of the concepts that we discussed was,
you know, men's health.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not necessarily just men's health, but health generally.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and he was telling me about his business and some of the services that he provides, and you know how he tries to use health as the basis for all of the creations in terms of the produce and the products that he sells. Yeah. Well, we're gonna get into that. But Natural, how the eye?
Yeah, man, be blessed, man. Good to be here, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's a joy, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
Straight. So, you know, from a youth growing up, right, I always see a lot of men around the place as Rasta. And when I come to a certain age, yeah, man, I was infatuated with I'm not necessarily infatuated, but attracted still.
Yes, sir.
To Rasta livity and the energy, right? What Rasta represent for you? What was the concept of Rasta?
Rasta, a way of life, you know. How the Almighty create man to be, you know. You know, meaning natural form, you know. Because if you know pour scissors on your head, you don't just keep going.
Yeah.
You see where I come from. It's only when you cut your ear now go. So by nature gonna transform you in the natural form if you accept it. You see where I come from. Because some people know you could be a Rasta man because we black people are Rasta, you know. But to be in the natural perspective, that's Rasta. Because Rasta go there here, Rasta eat natural, you see where I come from. So natural, Rasta like you preserve the natural way of life. Because you won't get that from the Christian. Because the Christian only go church and be a Christian in the church. But when they leave the church now, they change. But when you see a Rasta man, you always see a Rasta man in the Rasta perspective. He carry identity, the behavior. You see where he never change. You see where I come from. So I tell you, Rasta now is a form of nature.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How God create man to live, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Adam and Eve is the same, represent the same perspective. Even Christ himself represent the same perspective. Moses, you know what I mean? They come in the natural form. The Bible tells you now in Numbers chapter 6, Moses said, any one of the children of Israel want to separate themselves from strong drink and flesh eating, let the locks of the hair go. Yeah. The Bible actually speak about locks. Tell about Solomon had locks, he also tell about Samson had locks, he also show you Samuel had locks also. When the mother gave birth, because she was a barren woman, and she prayed to the Almighty, and she promised the Almighty when she gave birth, she gonna give the child up to the Most High. She not put no weight upon the child head. She gonna let the locks of the child go, because that was like that before Christianity exists, because Numbers is in the Old Testament, Christ is in the New Testament. You understand where I come from?
Yeah.
Christianity come in the New Testament, but the Nazarene vow there from beginning. You see where I come from creation. Yeah.
Straight. So, about how long now you treaded in the path of Rastafari?
Well, for 24 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, when we finished school, we turned Rasta, you know, but I didn't have much information about it. But after a while, the Jamaican singers them start to put the message, Rasta as a message. So when I listen to that now, that give me an inspiration, and it put me back on track.
So you start to research it on your own?
Yes, man, yes.
And find the liberty for yourself?
But the music enlightened me, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, straight. So, I mean, we wanted to talk about the lifestyle, and a big component of the lifestyle of Rastafari, you talk about natural.
Yeah.
Is the way the Rasta consume, right? How is, from your perspective, how is the Rasta diet fundamentally different to how the general public would eat?
Well, the Rasta diet still come from the Bible perspective. The Bible tell God say He give every green plants to the human being, even to the birds them. You see where I come from? He say herbs and seeds shall be for your meat. You see where I come from? So as I try to show you now, only one pattern. Life contains one pattern. So what happened in creation, Rasta reflect that. You see where I come from? So Rasta now understand that the herbs and seed that they're supposed to be your meat, so that way Rasta man defend the herbs and seed. You understand where I come from?
In terms of eating that?
Eating, yes.
Real. Okay. So you're just feed on herbs and fibers and them thing there?
Generally, herbs meaning now that like fruits, he mentioned fruits also too. But you try herbs must be like, herbs could mean like plants in general.
Yeah.
You understand where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
It could refer to broccoli, could refer
Crops,
to...
any type of crop.
Okay,
Yeah.
yes.
Any type of crop.
Yes.
Okay, so why would you say the consumption of meat is forbidden in the Rasta liberty?
Well, as I tell you now, not to say they follow the Bible, you see where I come from, but I try to show you now, the Bible still got right from the perspective of life. You know what I mean? Because if you look to life and you look to the Bible, you work out the two of them in a match. You see where I come from? So based upon reality, even the Bible highlight it and show you now, herbs and seeds shall be for your meat. So Rasta now in line with that too. You see where I come from? With the liberty there, we saying now that only plants we're supposed to consume. You understand where I come from?
Right. But is it necessarily bad then to eat, the birds of the air and the animals of the field and things?
Well, Leviticus say, you could consume animal with splitted hoof. But to me, all these meat where man eat, you could see the effect of it too, because you see people get diabetes, they get cancer. You see where I come from? Obese and them thing there. So it's a problem.
And you think all of that is as a result of eating the meat?
Yes.
So what's the detrimental effect of the meat? Why the meat creating that?
Well, you see, my body wasn't designed to eat meat. Man is herbivore, not omnivores. You see where I come from? Because when a father put human being which is more intelligent than the animal them, to be scavenger upon the earth, to eat every flesh off the earth. Man, God no design man so. And your teeth them alone there. Your teeth alone could show you now that you was a herbivore.
The formation of the teeth.
Yes.
Yeah, because the carnivores them got more of a pointy, more aggressive.
Because you as a human being, you won't eat meat in the natural form if you not go through a process. You won't eat meat so that way you run back here. Because you work out now, you can't tear the meat. It's too tough. If you just butcher animal, you're not going to eat the meat just so. You're going to put heat to it. You see, so it could be tenderized. Yeah. So naturally, common sense is trying to show you now that meat not supposed to be for consumption.
For humans.
Okay.
Yeah, for human consumption.
Yes.
Okay. Because animals eat animals in nature.
Yes.
But you're saying mankind now is herbivores, so
yes, man.
That out of we take.
Yes, man.
We're supposed to just consume fruits and fibers.
Because if you check it out, right, man create tablets, medicine. The food itself contains these medicine for your body, my brethren.
Yeah.
Because I tell you now, you got cancer, eat sauce. Sauce is a cancer agent. It prevents colon cancer, prostate cancer, and brain tumor. You see where I come from, and you also build your nerves too. And they tell you now that if you depressed, you could take the leaf and make tea with it. You see where I come from?
The soursop leaf?
Soursop leaf.
Okay.
So you see the benefit of these foods. These foods also is medicine. But they don't teach you that. They teach you now the pharmacy drugs, we're going to heal you, but the pharmacy drugs only treat you until you die. You see where I come from. These things, can remember, make sure you, my virgin. If you drink bush tea every morning, lemongrass, soursop, you will never sick. You don't know if you ever experienced that.
Never, like, so no flow,
no flow, nothing.
Mm.
From you drink tea, you won't get no flow. I learned that. I experienced that. When I used to drink tea often, chicken when I come, every flow come, I catch it. When I start to drink tea, because I notice my sister them and my niece them keep drinking tea and they don't see them sick. So I realized it, I said, no, something wrong. So I try it too. And when I try it now, no flow, nothing. Up to I could tell my brethren, I can't tell the day when I sick, when I catch one of these flow where you see I go around. My brethren, I see enough people sick. Me even help them and all using lemongrass. You see where I come from? Because I know these are the things where prevent you from getting sick, my brethren. If you not believe in your own system, you're able to sick, my brethren. You see where I come from?
Mm. And the lemongrass build your immune system?
Well, lemongrass too. Lemongrass is a fever grass. When you boil it in the water and drink it, it sweat out your body. So it sweat out the fever out of your body. You see where I come from? Even come more gas and all from out of your body. And it's also good for hangover and them thing there.
If you're drinking rum?
Yes.
Yeah, because we don't defend them thing there really. But
No, just to try to show you now how powerful the lemongrass, I show you the health benefit of the lemongrass.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what you do with the soursop specifically?
Well, me make smoothie with the soursop. Sometimes me just use it and make drink really, you know. Sometimes me eat it right too, you know. You know what I mean? Me use coconut milk too. The reason why I choose to use coconut milk, because coconut clean the artery, fight heart disease, clean the lungs, and it's good for the diabetic people and also good to gum disease also.
Coconut
milk.
Mm.
Yeah. If you got diabetes and you use coconut milk, it help you honestly.
Why do you build the change the insulin resistance in your system?
Yeah.
Okay. I see that. So what would you eat on a daily basis?
Well, Mr. Man, we cook like stew peas and put it beside my rice. Sometimes I use quinoa. Sometimes I eat breadfruit. I rather to eat breadfruit, dasheen, yam, because these things are where you go.
Yeah,
you see where I come from?
Yeah.
Other stuff where you get from overseas, you don't know if they're going pesticide or herbicide. You see where I come from? Dangerous chemicals where could destroy you. When you go your own food, you be cautious of what you put on it because you work out, you use it as consumption.
Yeah. I mean, I was about to kind of push back on one of the comments you made about the meat turning into stuff like making you sick, like cancers and stuff like that. Because I believe a lot of the not really manufacturing, but it seems like pesticides, some of these canned products and stuff like that we don't know that with preservatives and all these things. I would believe that some of these things as well, could cause probably part of the reason why, because I know of some rastas, been rastas from the time I born, and some of them have cancer, and they ain't really been consuming nothing outside of just regular, like vegetables and foods and stuff like that are natural. But so then the question is, how is it that they develop these things? And I don't think I could look towards is them same things like the pesticides. Maybe they buy some products from, from the supermarket that had on pesticides. Maybe they use some canned products and some of the preservatives over time for some people have like a negative effect. But people don't talk about that part, if you understand what
I understand.
Yeah.
But based upon the drugs them where the doctor give you to, that the drugs them dangerous to,
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because sometimes when you see them prescribe drugs, they don't really got no full evidence that it going to cure you. They're using you as a lab rat. You see where I come from.
So you don't visit the doctor at all?
No, you're not gonna tell me visit. Okay, I visit the doctor for simple things like me permit, my food handler permit. Yeah. But going
But
to
for
doc-
you, physicality, no doctors.
No. I don't sick.
Yeah.
I don't sick. I used to sick because I never used to drink no bush tea. Because bush tea help to build your immune system up. You see where I come from. But a lot of people feel like, yeah, we're supposed to use bush tea when we don't sick. No, it not gonna work so, you know. When you use it, it build up your immune system. You see where I come from.
Mm-hmm.
But when you go use it when you're sick, it take a long time. The process is gonna be long. So you have complaints about this not work. You see where I come from.
But you're not against the concept of doctors though.
The
concept of doctors.
No.
in general.
No. Because suppose me get a broke foot. Me gotta go to them. Because I don't know to handle that. You see where I come from.
And I think that's what they want to, stuff that you don't have an answer for. You go to them.
Yes.
So they go start you out.
But you think the type of foods right now that we consume on a daily basis, right? And when I say we, I mean people generally.
I understand.
Yeah, that we consume on a daily basis. So we're talking about things like, pasta, Alfredo, and the food, the store-bought foods, all these canned foods and macaroni and cheese and these things.
They're my favorites, dog.
Yeah.
But you see the preservative in them, they're destructive, you know. You see where I come from.
Yeah.
They tell you stuff on the can too. They tell you these things are dangerous, but they still feed you with it. Because you're not gonna choice, you ain't doing no farming. If you don't do farming now, you could have prevent yourself from eating them things there.
You ain't think it's a convenience thing to you, still?
Well, convenience bring destruction, you know. Anything that easy bring destruction, you know. So why we want to go on the shorter road when the long road is the original road, which is more safer?
But that's the thing, it's convenience. So I feel like it's the same concept of laziness. Where, if you're going to talk about gong provisions and them things, they take more of a time. Well, yeah, they take more of a time to prepare for consumption than, let's say, a macaroni and cheese. Because the macaroni and cheese, you just boil some water over the box and pour it out. But if you're going to do stew beans, you got to cut up your seasonings and, you got to stew down that, and then you maybe put some quinoa on the side, and the quinoa need the same kind of attention to detail to get taste how you want it.
Boy, I'll show you something, right? Man not supposed to go in a gym room, go pump no iron, me betting. It's being active.
Yeah.
Right?
Agreed.
We keep your body in order, me betting.
But then
And keep you the activeness there. Because if you sit down, right, and I don't work, you lose the activeness.
Yeah, you start to seize up.
Okay.
But that level of activity comes from the lifestyle that you chose. So a man like might go farm a plot of land that you're walking and you're putting in things in the ground. So let's say it's even some potato. You got potato in the ground. You gotta go pick out them there now.
Yeah.
So the constant swinging with the pickaxe and thing is a farmer exercise.
Yes, man.
You might want to carry some water to water some plants a certain distance. It's a bucket you're using a juggy.
But let me show you something. You got some elder man reach the age of 95, right? And still maintaining the garden.
Different for convenience.
Okay.
And the long-term health detriment to it. Because like you said, these things you got the ability to mash you up down the road.
But they tell you so on the can, and the product, they tell you that this is bad. You see, if you go to research and you realize, because they put it in small words. So now realize you pass away, you check where it's coming from. But if you go check it out now and do a little research on it, you work out, it's a destructive.
Right.
You see where I come from.
Yeah.
Because then I highlight it so you could see it, so you could be aware from it. Because remember, they tell you cigarette smoking is dangerous, and they're still selling cigarettes in the shop.
Yeah, because it's a money thing. There's an economic incentive behind that still.
You see where I come. It's the same thing with the food too.
Yeah.
They tell you the food is dangerous and still they still feed you it. But how they not get prosecuted for it?
Well, because it's part of the overall system, I believe.
Okay, marijuana.
It's big business.
Marijuana come in a natural state, right?
Right.
And the police will lock you up for marijuana.
Mm.
God make it,
Yeah.
You not change it, The only thing you will do now, you will cross them together and make a different breed.
Yeah.
But you not change the process to say now that you give it life. Something that you create.
Yeah, you can't alter it.
You see where I come from. So automatically no man supposed to lock up no man for something where God create. That mean you violate God. La. You see where I come from? Because your laws them, you implement your laws them. And you ain't getting prosecuted for your laws them. But for God laws now, you prosecute people for God laws.
Well, what it is, I think a big part of when we're talking about the marijuana criminalization, right, and the war against that, is that's a carryover from the American system, you know. A man named Richard Nixon launched this thing what he called the war on drugs.
Yes, sir.
And it was because them man had certain racist kind of ideologies. They believe black people, you know what I mean, set a certain way. So they create this war on drugs because that is what black people and hippies used to use, the marijuana and the carryover.
So you tell me an injustice thing I go on?
Long time.
Okay.
And what happened to is, remember, the marijuana thing, they didn't have a system to regulate it. Because you a man could go it in your yard. If you're into selling it, you sell it to your virgin and you make some money. But they didn't have a regulatory system in place for it. But the cigarette, the rum, all these things, they could regulate them. Tax on it.
That's the product.
Yeah, man. So they tax it. It's money coming out of that. Now they find ways to regulate the herb. Now you see the herb free. No.
But if you know, we're going to free up a certain amount, that means you're not supposed to free up everything. Because you're trying to show me, we safe to use.
But you see, they fun because you got access to that. You got access. Anybody could go and create herb. Well, not create herb, but
not create.
Facilitate the herb to go and control the process.
Yeah, but the point I'm trying to show you now that you give me 5, you tell me plan 5-3, right? That means it's safe for me to use it.
Right.
That means you're not supposed to decriminalize it, you're supposed to legalize it.
Well, no.
You see where you come from?
Yeah, but the legalization is a different agenda again still because the legalization mean now you could expand and create too much you want, but how they gonna regulate that? How they gonna say, yo, natural got a farm and natural got 1,000 trees, right? They know the maturity level of your trees them. So you as a man now cut down your trees and deal with your thing. And let's say you're into selling it again, like I say. Right? The money that you're making is direct to consumer. So ain't nothing in it for the system. They ain't gonna free up that. For you to be completely independent.
And they're going to free it up until they get full grasp of it for their own.
Yeah, man, they must find a way to regulate it so that they could say, okay, man, natural going 1,000 trees, I know that for a fact. Natural supposed to make $10,000 off of this, natural gotta give me 2.
So they exploit you?
All the time. Well, I mean, that is how system set up, you know.
I mean, we still under the Columbus and South Thomas, one of them, and colonialism.
Well, when we gonna come from under the meditation, I mean, them systems that been in place for hundreds of years, right? And we now come into the conscious awareness of them and the effects of them, but the change gonna take a while.
And enough people say we gain independence and we become ex-slave. How that? And you as a man now still got to abide by the rules and regulation where these same colonial people set down. How you gonna be free? We can't remember, if you break any laws right now, you could be prosecuted there. You know that?
Yeah.
Okay.
But laws, you think laws overall part of the colonial system, or laws is just to maintain the safety and security of a country? You don't think any laws are good? You think they're gonna good laws?
Well, laws of God is the right law. You know what I mean? The laws of man is to control you.
But okay, so let me play advocate here, right? We understand the laws of God. And the laws of God are supposed to come from an inherent understanding of good and evil, right? So a man know, but the action is an evil action, so me ain't gonna defend that. But what is justice, what is right, what is, you know what I mean, pure, you hold up them thing there. Or you try to live by them, you know what I mean? You try to walk that path. But you got a lot of ones who direct would intentionally tell themselves, but they ain't walking away, they would know you is a man got a farm and they come in your property and take up everything that you wants to plant, right? They just wait until they're at a stage, and they come and they take everything. You don't feel like, because you got them people who exist, you must got a set of people who can regulate that energy, that negative energy there that these men willing to push.
Well, you see, I'll show you something to, not to stray from me off your point. When you check it out, it tell you that negative and positive, right? That balance the out. You see where I come from. Negative can be exist and positive can exist.
Right.
Two of them can exist together.
Yeah.
two of them work it, in harmony.
Got you.
You see where I come from? So automatically, that's I want to answer you really. You see where I come from? I'm showing you that how old set up you must got them kind of people we're going to come and violate you.
Yeah.
You see where I come from? Because it must got good and bad.
So in other words, then the laws them they do make sense because that would be the positive energy to the negative energy to balance it out.
But that how me see it. You see where I come from? Because negative and positive got to go together. So you must got good people and you must got bad people.
But then what I'm saying is...
Only Christian teach you that it's going to come to an end when the wicked going to get destroyed and only righteous people going to be on the earth. I see that as an illusion.
Yeah, men believe that could ever exist. I think, you can't have a perfect system. Guys, like you say, everything... And a lot of it come from how we look through life too.
Yes,
and how we socialize. Because I always think this way. If you look at nature, right? You got animals.
Yeah.
A calf would just born out in nature. And as soon as they born, a lion run on and eat it.
Okay, apart from the lion eating the animal, lion fight with one another and kill one another.
Yeah.
You see where I come from? That boy, that humanity behavior too. Animal, humanity kill one another.
But but even God and Lucifer war.
Okay.
So you can't escape the negative and the positive.
So you're saying it's part of the balance?
Yeah, man, because you can't have God without Lucifer, you can't have Lucifer without God. The balance on each other.
But then the point I was making is, as we create societies, because we live in a society, right? Any collective of people becomes a society. So when we live in societies, them same ones that highlight, the ones them that come from more of a negative element and they're pushing a negative vibration. These is the man would see your place and come break your place or rob the old lady shop and them things. Is laws... Give them the under governance.
That's the positive energy.
Yeah.
So that's what you're saying, like the negative energy that them man pushing and the positive energy of laws, them to the balance with each other.
Right, but then what Natural was saying is that the laws them is a control thing. But I don't think that's purely bad.
No, me talk about man law.
Yeah, but them is man law.
Them is
But me talk about the original law now by nature. Because if a man live by the laws of nature, right, he gonna come under the positive vibes,
Yeah, but ain't everybody gonna live under that.
No,
That will tell you.
But that's the idea.
That will tell you that way is a balance. You see where I come from? Because maybe if Satan, if the wicked no exists, negativity no exists, it never exists. Everything just be positive alone.
No, but we ain't talking about the existence of negativity. Because I understand that they got to exist as a part of the balance. But if everybody was living under just God law, right? And you didn't have a man law. Because I feel like a lot of man laws wicked.
Contradict a lot of things.
Right. But I feel like some of them good. You still got a few good laws. A few laws are set up to regulate society.
Well, you see, laws more to control, maybe man law, because God don't set a law for man to live by, to live good,
But you ain't think certain man want controlling? You ain't think certain man deserve to be controlled?
Let me ask a question, maybe. You're going to watch, I know we are watching, send out the police there to secure we, from thief and robber and killer and them things there. But when you check it out, it's the same system that set the example there. So other people follow the same example there too. You see where I come from? Because if you really watch it, maybe the policeman walk with a gun. You see the policeman got a gun. You want a gun too. So he set the example there. You see where I come from? Remember, you can't clean up where you mess up, If you keep messing up, how are you going to clean it up?
But you see, the pushback can always be something like the police use of a gun is supposed to be used to protect, right? It's supposed to be used to protect. Somebody else will have that power, unregulated, could use it for anything.
Yeah.
So you could see the difference.
Yeah, but why create something where so destructive we're going to take human life?
Well,
and we as you show me that you got the positive and the negative, right? Where we can practice to live in the positive way.
But that's the same thing we're saying. You can't be void of the negative because it must have that negativity, right? Yeah. Because one man could hold a gun and to take human life, another man have it to hunt and feed the family.
Yeah, but we see with the gun. If the gun never exists, me never want none.
No, but the same thing. It could be with anything. It could be a rock.
Yeah, but the point, I understand. But to create a gun, right, and tell me now it's illegal for me to have one. You see where I come from? how that the possible? Tell me how it gonna be possible. That me not supposed to get none.
Because
Not to say me promote the gun thing, but I try to show you now. When monkey see, monkey do.
But
You see where I come from?
I mean, it do have certain places around the world that you could have, it's legal for you to have a certain type of gun,
But gun is destruction.
right? But I think the way that you use a tool
Yeah.
is destruction. Because you could use any sort of tool and it could be
Yeah,
used.
but a gun made specifically to take life.
But I
You see
believe
where
that's
come from?
I believe that's just a natural evolution of mankind nature still.
Yeah, 'cause-
because you say mankind fight. That's what you say. Like a part of the process of humanity. Just like how lions would fight and
Yeah,
kill one
yeah,
another,
yeah.
mankind would fight and kill one another. First, when we start off fighting and killing one another, was big stone and stick.
Yeah.
And then it just evolved to a point now where mankind create more and more destructive weapons, and a gun is just one of them weapons there. But it's still part of the same movement
Yeah.
with the fighting and the killing.
But the point we're trying to show you, you only can follow where exists. Where exists to you. You see where I come from. So I just try to show you the system say they clean up crime and violence, but automatically them teach it to the ones who they try to prevent from going there.
But you believe everybody doing now? I mean, the system set up to facilitate it. I get what you're saying. The
Yeah.
system would create the environment for it to
Yes,
happen.
yes,
right?
yes.
But then, even though the system create, that's how the system wrong. It's a flawed system.
Mm-hmm.
But we still gotta exist in it. So even now within that existence, you ain't think it's supposed to go once to regulate just them incidents there.
But
You
yeah.
can't fix the entire system, but somebody got.
Well, nature a lie, you know, my brethren. If you live by the laws of nature, my brethren, which is the right order, you can't go wrong.
But everybody.
But
ain't
man
do that.
create their own way. Man want to do their own thing. You see where I come from? Because remember, when you want to do your own thing, my brethren, it's like what you do as a elder, me learn it, you know. Because remember, a human being, an elder man, is a if a elder man die, it's like a library burn down.
Straight.
You see where I come from. So you learn from where you see. You check where coming from. So if they're not quite live to nature, the youth them now, it follow up nature. Remember, watch out. Sizzla Kalanji them come out and Capeton them come out. Them are singing conscious music. And everybody, most of the youth them are gravitate to it. After a while now, negativity take over. The youth them start to gravitate to negativity. You see where I come from? It's where in the atmosphere.
But it's a cycle to them things cyclical because how I feel, this is just my perspective. I feel like it's so one or move on a frequency that is cyclical, so you go on in a circle. So you're gonna get points in time where most of mankind look towards a righteousness and try to defend positive things.
Well,
and then it transition to a stage where by a man gonna get tired of how nice things be and just tell himself he gonna create disruption. And then
Okay.
people gonna follow he. And you enter a state where it's just mostly destructive. That's why we got war and then you got times of peace.
Because the Bible talk about that too, the Bible talk about it's a time and a place under the heaven. A
Yeah,
time
for
war, a
everything.
time of peace, and a time of this, and a time of that.
That's it.
So you see the balance?
Yeah.
Okay.
So then right now we existing in a time of war. And it might be intellectual war, ideological war, or just liberty war.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, physical war. What I'm saying is though, you're gonna get people who live within these societies who maybe not got a warrior mentality.
Yeah,
because Rasta energy is for the aged to be protected
Yeah.
and the young to be cared for.
And
Right?
even care for.
Yeah, the infants them you gotta care for them and the
Yeah.
young you got the
And
age.
and the sick nourished and the
Right.
and the age protected.
So even within these things here now, you need man who got a energy, who got strength
Yeah.
and virility to defend against the man them who come in with an evil meditation.
Yeah.
Right? And it's difficult for just outside within a society for people to mobilize and say, but yeah, we're gonna defend we thing.
But not to stray from the conversation. I watched a lot of cartoons when I was younger, right? And I see a lot of the cartoon things them are manifest right now. They show you that the alien them come and invade and manipulate. You see where I come from. And when you look pan out now, I don't want to say the white race is an alien, but alien come in strange. Some people take the alien literally, but you say no.
Things from
A
space.
man from space.
Right.
But you could be an alien
Straight.
because you could be in America.
Yeah.
and he's a alien. You know what I mean?
Yeah, foreign to the thing.
Okay. So, when you check it out, when we see the alien them come and invade Earth and manipulate the people, when we look in Earth, we see the same behavior. I don't know if where I come from.
Yeah, the same type of invasive.
Yes, I are.
They come and bring a different energy.
Yes, they invade and manipulate. You see where I come from.
What's the solution to that in your mind?
Well, the solution, right? We see other nations now hold together like China, Middle East and them places. They fight to keep themselves independent. You see where I come from. But we as black people now, we're not going to say start a revolution, you know. But I try to show you now, black people will always remain a slave. Not only economically, you check where I'm coming from, but they will always remain a slave if they don't fight for the voice like other nations. Because other nations now standing up for the right to keep themselves independent. You know. But we, as black people, we're not independent.
But, okay. But if we look at that argument against the backdrop, so 500 years of slavery, living under the Western society, the Western culture, right? But these people here now that you're talking about who fighting for their own identity and to be independent, right? To be autonomous.
Yeah.
Most of them is Eastern countries.
Yes.
They exist in the East.
Yes.
So they always had that. They never really had any subjugation. Outside of India, they really had nobody suppressing them.
Well, me talk about generally. Me not only talk about the Caribbean. Me talk about Africa. Africans all over, based in Africa too, because Africa being colonized also too, you know.
Right. So that, but then that's where the mental slavery come from. So even now, because the way I feel in relation to the argument that you're making, black people got uphill battle. Right, we just arriving at a state of consciousness where we really getting to see who we are.
Yeah.
And how to defend we energy. We just now arriving at that place of consciousness, but we've been suppressed. We've been under people's thumb for years, for hundreds of years.
You make a great point. You make a great point.
Right now, it's just a patience still. Yeah.
China never been colonized.
Never.
You know what I mean? So them they stay within. They preserve.
That's it. Yeah. They always had their identity.
Yeah, the culture intact.
And that is why you see each of them, man. Marcus Garvey said, if you look at any civilization, any race, all of them, their deity, their God, look like them.
Yes, I.
Right?
You see each other own spectacles.
Right. The black man is the only man who defend a God or worship a God from another race, from another group of people.
Mm-hmm. And that only show you now that the black man still depending. You see where I come from? He's still in a dependent perspective, because when you as an independent person, you depend upon your own things, them, you know.
But you ain't got nothing to depend on.
You ain't got nothing because
you ain't got nothing to depend on, because the black man ain't even got Africa. Because for you to got your own things, you must got a base.
Yes,
right? You must got a base from which to expand, from which to go, from which to. But like you say, the whole of Africa colonized. Portugal own peace. France own peace. British own peace. Man. America own peace. Italy. China now conquering things. Italy gone in and take over. So, you know, how the black man gonna really come together? Because even if you're going on the continent of Africa, you got certain places for you to transition from one place to the next. You need a passport.
Because again, Tom, not to cut you off. If we say that saying is an independent nation, right? And you work out that the legislation still can't govern me. The institution is owned by Britain. The currency owned by Britain. Right? The country itself now still owned by Britain, because they say crown lands.
Straight.
You see where I come from? The prison. Her Majesty. You see where I come from? So it show you that ain't no independency.
No, well, you still got your associations with them, right? Because we were at a stage after colonialization where there was some dependency. We couldn't stand up on our own unless everybody come together. And they had already created that mental divide where everybody couldn't really come together. Because even now, as conscious as we be as ones and ones, if we see a wrong happening, right, and all of the conscious people them come together and say, yeah, we're going to defend that wrong there. He must got one or two man in between guns about me on that mission there. Yeah.
And you know, the government we do too. The government we stop that. You know what I mean? Because remember, you know, you can't be too rebellious, you know.
No.
If you know as a person now, I speak, you got great influence. But the minute people start to follow you, they put a stopping to that because you could cause a big problem.
Yeah, because you can't go against the status quo. And you going against the status quo, disrupting the establishment.
Yes,
right?
right.
So certain things set in place for it to be that way. And because they've been set in place for hundreds of years. Certain man done build their own lifestyle around that, you know. So they're making hundreds of thousands of dollars all the time. You come in now and being a disruption. You're going to draft things.
Yeah, man. But I ask a question. How long you think slavery abolished?
How long it abolished?
Yeah.
Why? I want to tell you, well, that's a technical question because I still ain't feel like he abolished. I feel
No. So-called abolished.
Okay,
when you say that we gain emancipation,
right.
you know, you
Maybe about 300 years.
300 years.
About that.
I mean, and people make it look like 1,000 years.
No.
Like something where you could forget, you know what I mean?
Recent.
But they make it look like 1,000 years because a lot of people now, it's like, you know, exist to them, you know. It's like about, you know what I mean? I don't know if you understand where I come from.
Yeah.
It's like, they don't remember it. They don't remember that he had slavery.
Well,
Make it look like it's way back, you know what I mean?
main thing is that they don't remember. They don't identify with it because it was generations before them,
Okay.
right? So if ones like us look back, we could think about we grandmother and we grandmother who born
That's the
free.
point I want to say.
But then your grandmother was a slave.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Yeah, if you go back them time there now. So, but because we kind of come forward and we enter a space where we are a little bit more comfortable. We got a little bit more comfort and we could acquire things. You know?
We come indentured laborers.
Well, and it blind you. It blind you to the concept of slavery and the reality of slavery.
Yes,
but we
sir.
still got the residual effects because
Yes, sir.
it's just like I would watch your business and I see you as a man pushing your energy, right? And you're working real hard. But as soon as your lifestyle start to improve, no may want that for you, right? I feel away that natural billing, natural look like you're doing really, really good. A lot of black people would actively try to bring you down.
But you know why they do that?
Willie Lynch theory.
No, okay, it's really Lynch theory, but it's limitation.
When you say that,
Limitation within the amount they give you is limited. You see where I come from?
They
so
create the illusion of limit.
yeah, because you know, achieve a car, I mean I got the money about the car there. We're gonna go to you.
Yeah.
And we're gonna fight you.
Yeah.
You see where I come from? We might even destroy your car. You see where I come from? Because limitation cause jealousy, you know. And desperation, you know. You don't know if you see where I come from.
Yeah.
It causes you to be desperate.
Unequal access.
Yes.
So inequality.
Yes.
Yeah. But then, I mean, still, but like I was saying, the inequality is only an illusion. Because why your default position is to say, but I vex with natural. Why the energy ain't to say, but let me go and reason with natural and ask natural. But natural, how you get that do?
So you can inspire,
You know,
it come an
man.
inspiration.
Yeah, man, give me a forward. Tell me how to do it.
You gotta remember, you know, you got a thing called foolish pride, you know. You know what I mean? Man, people full up of pride, you know. If a man walking through town, right, and he eating food, and his spoon drop out of his hand and drop on the ground, if you were to take it up and wipe it out, because you fear what people gonna say, you see where I come from, and that the foolish pride, why you won't come and ask me? You see where I come from, because you feel like me better than you. Me feel like if you come and get advice from me, you feel like me higher than you.
But then you come back home to the same concept of the Willie Lynch theory, right? Because if you look at other societies, them man don't even really meds it like that.
Yeah.
Like you see one Chinese come, a Chinese person come here, and 15 of them live in one space.
For real.
Then over a 10-year period, all them got their own business.
And a white man now, see a white man I try to make it, try to develop a business. We don't come and say, but I invest some money in your business, who will build up your business.
Yeah, support you.
Yeah.
Support you. But we didn't necessarily come with the conceptualization of supporting each other.
Because we dependent.
Because we understand, because I think the persons who were in control at a point understood that unity is strength. So if you find a group of people who are going to unite, one of them must go the way.
And you see, in school too, right, a lot of behaviors where you see where we got right now, some habits where we got. We get them from school too, you know.
Like what?
A competitive way, about way.
But you think that's bad?
Yeah, it's a bad thing because it's like this now, you get selfish. You see where I come from.
But
you become a narcissist now because you feel like life is about you. You see where I come from and nobody else.
May necessarily agree because I may think competition and selfishness is the same thing.
No, what I say is selfishness because you just think about yourself in terms of saying now that he got a car, I better, you judge me for me car. You see where I come from.
But that's the same pride.
You feel, even though me achieve a little more than you put me down. Even though me achieve a little more than you feel like, you're not supposed to get that. You see where I come from, you want a better car than me. You see where I come from. Competition is like you become selfish.
But yeah,
it's about yourself.
I think it could be tainted with selfishness because I think competition also tied closely to ambition. Like as a man, you as a man would say you're ambitious, like you want certain things. You know, maybe you come from a background and you see how your people them live and you walk out, but I want to help out my sister.
But you not do it because you see me do it.
What eyes?
No, you do it who build yourself. But if some people will see you achieve this and they walk out, they gotta give something better than what you got. Because they want look better than you know, with the arrogance. You know if you see where I come from.
Yeah. But again, it comes from pride because that comes from foolish pride, like you were saying.
Yeah.
Right? I think all them things tied to foolish pride because I go on something better than you.
Yeah.
Simply because you don't set the model, you set the template, and but yeah, I see natural do it, but I find now a better way to do it.
Yeah.
And my outcome is better than natural outcome. If that is divorced from pride, the competition that is embedded in that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The ambition drive me to competition because but I say natural do it. But I gotta do it better than how natural do it.
I think that the way that we teach competition to children in general is that selfish way. It is almost like a filled with ego and pride and stuff like that. We don't really teach like a healthy competitive nature to say, okay, let's say you come second, right? A parent might tell a child, you're just the first to lose, right? Versus saying, no, you could, you know what I mean? Show respect to the person that win and stuff like that. But it's still competition, but just how we teach.
But here's the thing. I don't even feel like you need to be teaching competition. I feel like competition is a natural part of human.
Yeah, but we're talking about from the parent, because think about it.
So here what I'm saying though. Main thing we're supposed to even be thinking about the teaching of competition. I think we're really supposed to be taught is principles. If you teach your youth certain principles, right? Now, when they're approaching competition, they approach it in a more wholesome way.
But hold on. We're talking about people who ain't got that tool you're talking about. Who parents teaching them from their parents who teach them that you better come first or none. Like, if you ain't come first, you ain't nothing.
Yeah.
So we're talking from the perspective of that. And the ideal sense, we should teach them principles. But a lot of these people ain't got them principles, them tools in there to regulate that kind of selfish nature to them. You know what I mean? So it create animosity between people.
For real, because just like this, you know, you're in the classroom, right? Because it's a competition, you know, who get 10% out of 10, you know. But you walk out now, you're not show me. You know what I mean? Only me supposed to achieve that. Because it's a competition. You're supposed to work with me and put me on the same level with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You build me, you sharp me.
Yeah.
But you walk out now, I'm going to left you behind.
Because
only me one supposed to achieve the 10%.
But here's how I conceptualize that too, right? I feel like that's short-sighted in a way.
Yeah.
How is short-sighted? For sure.
In a lot of ways, because, okay, to use the analogy that you create, right? The school thing. And I tell myself, I get 10 out of 10, natural get 8 out of 10. I feel good because natural get 8 out of 10. Me going to show natural how to do it so that he could get 10 out of 10. But what happens if I choose the other part and I show natural how to do it, right? Natural now is a man might be better in science. I was good in maths and I get natural the strength in maths.
Yeah.
Natural, see now I weak in science. Natural come. So even though I sharp me, you still got opportunity to sharpen me.
Yes,
Sharpen iron.
Yes, I am. I show me cheer and you show me your cheer.
That's it.
Yeah.
And we go only move forward with that.
Yeah, that's the only way we can move forward. But, you know, it's just that some people, you know, we just built in that kind of way because natural let's say natural doing something. He could see you, like falling short. Teach you. You start to get 100% now. When you start to get 100%, he might be falling short and be but no, I mean, give back, and give back strength,
That's it. And another issue that be
the competition.
That's the competition. But another issue that also be because they ain't see how natural would be able to pay them back. Right? So natural might not be a man who in a position to give them back no kind of strength.
That's the selfishness now.
That's the selfishness come in. But that again is short-sighted because the strength might not come back from natural.
Yeah.
Natural might get a youth who natural telling him all the time, by T-Boy really give me the strength, and where we be right now is because T-Boy teach me this thing and boom, boom, boom. And that you might be now a man who come back when you elder and look for you in a farm.
But you see,
but your legacy live on there now.
That's it.
You know what I mean?
But you see, the funny thing about that to me, if you go back into the evolution of humanity, it always been that because tribes always war against tribes. Tribes try to get the best weapons to take over another territory. Right? So, since the beginning of time, and you go back to the Willie Lynch stuff, you easy to teach a bunch of people, like to run competition between each other, like my house bigger than yours. The color of my skin lighter than yours. Me hear them, this and that. Right? So
and that's because they keep all us down.
Yeah.
When you see, we mash up the black man, it's self-love, Because black man never did taught self-love, He taught to hate himself, You see where I come from, because that make we lack in a confidence. Because me show you we ain't a confident people, Because Marcus Garvey say, a man with confidence don't win the battle before he enter.
Yeah,
a man without confidence, he don't get defeated even, twice. He get defeated twice in a life.
Yeah, man, because he defeat himself and then the world gonna beat him down.
Okay.
But you see, that the point thing you just said right there, I believe that's a big thing, the self-love. I think that we don't love ourselves as black people enough.
Yes.
Right?
And that way you get your confidence from too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If your confidence and your happiness come from self-love, we want somebody to validate we. And when give me that validation now, and you take it back.
Yeah. And
me lose myself.
And the same thing you sent me recently too with the guy, he was rapping.
Yeah.
And he was talking about, we so concerned about going to somebody else's table instead of building our own table. And being happy with what we, they got like shows like the Grammys and stuff like that. But we can't create our own Grammys and celebrate our own people, create our own things.
Well, you see, again, if you look at it from a systematic perspective, we're at a stage now where we're so tied into the system where if we start to unite collectively and say, we're going to step away from that thing and create we own thing. They're going to actively fight that.
Yes, man, that's a fact.
Yeah, they're going to actively fight that.
But the funny thing about it too, when you go back in the time of like slavery and things like that, you're going to always have a few black people in there who were slave owners too and was neck to neck with these same planters.
Well, you always got to guard dog close, not to Japanese so-called black people dog, but you always got to guard dog close, you're well trained. You know what I mean? Because for me, got a dog well trained, you protect you.
But is the thing now? Yeah. Some of them ain't even like well trained. They just business to them. They ain't really looking at nothing. Just the economics of it.
Yeah, but you got to remember, my virgin, school set up in a way now that if you come out with 10 subjects, you is a well-programmed slave or well-disobedient slave. You see where I come from? Because the school system set up to program you, my virgin. When you get 7 subjects, 9 subjects, 10 subjects, you're well programmed. You see where I come from? Because what they inject in you, that's how they want you to behave.
Well, I believe that in society, in order to change the system, you got to go in the system, right? But you training and it all depends on how you build up. It's always like a lucky, it's like a risk, you know what I mean? But you got to go in the system to change the system.
You got the theory and the practical,
Mm-hmm.
It's a good thing to get the theory and the practical, You can't just get the practical and not the theory.
That's it.
You see, it's a balance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think to that point there though, main thing school in and of itself is bad.
Mm-hmm.
But what we do as a black race is sometimes we just surrender we with them to the schooling. So in internal teachings, right?
That's the other part.
At home, your parents ain't really telling you nothing. That would make you question certain meditation that you're learning in school.
Yeah.
So them man might teach you a certain thing, but if your father is a man who defending righteousness, right? Whatever they teach you in school now, you're able to apply it based on what your father been showing you.
But they not teach you morality.
No. But a morality is something that, again, supposed to come from the home.
Yeah.
Even thing to like learning little history things.
And
as a
integrity
youth.
and these things, we don't teach these
No,
things.
no.
I mean, even
School don't
from the perspective of history and all, like we don't really teach our history per se.
But you know, to me, right, I feel like more as I get older, I feel like schooling really deals to augment what happened in home, you know. It's just to support what happened in home. I think home's supposed to be the real place of teaching.
Yeah, definitely.
Well,
Definitely.
Well, the family them depend upon the teachers them to do the work because they can't do it. They got too much work on their hand.
That's it.
You see where I come from?
That's it. That's a high science. Yeah.
But it depends, and that depends on just the way that how we have our home set up. Because you might have a partner who is into schooling as well. They do their own reading and things like that. Do their own like research. Like you don't mind do your own research. You might come from school and you could still teach them something different to what they learn in school. I might say something to you and be like, hey, ain't so going but you can't write this on your exam sheet because you ain't gonna pass. But this is what really is. You know what I mean?
What happened too, I think a big part of it too is how the families them get disrupted, where no man they really in the homes them now to defend certain energy. So because most of the Caribbean households is single parent and the single parent is a mother. And if the man was in the home, he could have taken on some of the burden, some of the responsibility and nurturing the children them and giving them a guidance.
But
still.
that's if the man is competent.
Yeah, but it just come an economical thing now.
Yeah, where it's
You
just
see
a
where
money.
come from. Yeah, because the money become the distraction now, And that cause the family to be broken, If you never like, as I tell you, if you have a plot of land, right? And you get two sons, your son them help maintain the land until you could get more land and more land and more land and more land and more land. From when the money come in now, you gotta go do 5 work who generate the money there. You see where come and feed your family.
The money that you would have been getting from the plots of land.
No matter about when you go work for somebody.
Right.
You gotta go work 4 work to generate the money that will go feed your family.
Okay.
But me talk about when you plan food.
Yeah, you
could
could feed your
sustain-
family after
yes,
that.
because your family help maintain that.
Yeah.
It's where it come from and it come a tradition. Passed down. You know what I mean? It's more beneficial.
But we step away from that.
But-
We're more within
Because
society.
pride, foolish pride.
So what we
Let me show you something, my brother. When we start from school, right, I become a farmer, man. People look down upon me. They want me dirty clothes. They look down upon me. Oh, you can't go be a farmer. You know what I mean? Because it's just like Jack and the Beanstalk, my brother. Jack's mother didn't want him to buy no. She vexed with him because
He buy the seed.
He shared the cow
For the seeds.
for the seed.
Yeah.
You see where it come from? Because she want money. It's just like your mother telling you, no, go work. You tell her you want to be a farmer, man. You see where it come from? She don't want to become a farmer, man. She want to go work in the system because she want to get quick money.
Yeah.
But you as a farmer, man, now, you got food and you got money.
And you're independent.
Okay. So only you now got to expand your land now. And you get money start to generate. You see where I come from? But they never teach you that. Because in school, they never teach you to be sustainable, self-sustainable.
No.
They only teach you to be dependent. And you got that kind of vibes there from small boy selling stuff. When your mother go in market and she selling stuff, you build up that kind of habit there. But you hardly build up them habit there when you go to school and get 10 subjects. Some people strive to do that and get their own business. You know what I mean? But majority rather to work in a bank, rather to depend upon somebody to give them money.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They won't go and make their own money.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. Why? And it's how society is set up. It's how society is set up. And it's set up just to keep us under control.
Yes.
Because the monolithic now, you got ones on the top.
Yeah.
And they're going to always need people to work in the business
Yes.
to sell their clothes or sell their wherever it is.
Yeah, because the rich man use the money for you to maintain him,
Yeah.
We bring to clean the toilet, lawn the yard, you see, and clean the house.
So let me ask you, push back. Let me ask you one question about that, right? So let's say your natural farm is, making money now and doing things. You want to hire people to work for you.
But as you say, that's the condition. You gotta go with the flow. As my brother say, that's the condition, so you gotta go with the flow. You can't do nothing about it. That's the environment. So you just gotta work to the environment.
Are you okay? Like, would you ever be interested in giving people? Let's say you say, okay, you work this part of the land. This part of the land is yours. you keep the lion's share and I take a small percentage?
Well, that one that's kind of difficult. It's a difficult question you ask me. Because it's hard for me. If we work somebody else, we gotta give them another piece and they're gonna just decline. You got a big decline in it. I mean, we even end up without any land.
You end up with a small piece, but you can share it up.
But what about the food? I could give the food.
But think about it now.
Yeah.
Let's say you give it to some younger people, right? And you start to become elder now. You
Yeah.
get a percentage off of all the pieces.
Well, that's a good vibes. We could work with that. Yeah.
When you get old.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah.
Because you can't do the hard work no more.
Okay,
like
okay,
that.
okay.
So you
They're
gotta
going to
pass
carry
it.
on the legacy.
Yeah, they carry it.
So that's the thing, and then they could do it again for somebody
Yes,
else.
sir. Yes, sir. Because remember, you want the legacy live on,
Yeah.
You don't want it die out, Because imagine, as an elder man now, right? You get old, you can't farm no more, right? And you them doing the farming, how good you don't feel?
Yeah.
It's like you're doing the farming still because you're looking out on the farm and you're seeing food. But if you see an empty piece of land, you end up in resentment.
Yeah, because that ain't represent the life. But you is a manga youth and thing already?
Yeah, got that, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. More to come.
Well, you see in life, right? You just go with the flow. In life, you can't rush nothing.
Yeah. So you gonna come or we come?
Yeah, so yeah. Because sometimes you plan things, my bed and plan crash like plane, Yeah. So you just gotta work. You just gotta work with life,
But yeah, but natural, we reached to the end of the show,
Yeah.
The vibration was heavy.
Yeah.
I mean, and we give the thanks to everybody that was tapped in. You've been listening to the He Nuh show on WINN Media 98.9. We're gonna bring back Natural. Natural, you with it?
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
We're not ready, man.
Yeah, come back a second time to defend a different kind of reasoning. But to everybody that's listening on the socials, hope you were tapped in on Instagram, on YouTube, and on Facebook. You've been listening to the He Nuh show. And as usual, enjoy your week. Have a good evening.
The Taiwan Technical Mission, in collaboration with the Department of Environment, continues to seek the partnership of the public in this recycling initiative. Collect and bring your plastic bottles, metal and aluminum cans at any of our collection points in St. Kitts and Nevis. In St. Kitts, visit us at Buckley's across the road from Best Buy Supermarket, in Dieppe Bay on the lawn westward of the football playing field, and in the vicinity of Connery Roundabout.